Near flips have been a very popular topic in the NASCAR community for quite a while. Many YouTubers, including myself, have done near flip videos. They're interesting because, with just a little bit more speed, these wrecks could have ended up with someone going over. This list includes 10 drivers who came the absolute closest to flipping but did not. The list is in no particular order, and there is a possibility that I left some out simply because I wanted to keep the list at 10. Anyways guys, before the video starts, make sure you leave a like if you do enjoy, and make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss a video. Also, be sure to check out my second channel, On the Gas, where I've uploaded 6 crash compilations in the past couple of weeks, with many more on the way. Link is in the top of the description. Anyways, enjoy the video.
Mark Martin is going to try to block as they go down the backstretch.
Look at Tom Bodine right out against the wall.
Tom Bodine moved up. He made it into the top 10. He's running 3 wide.
Whoa, there they go.
There they go. Mike Wallace into the wall. And Derek Cope gets almost upside down into the wall. The caution is going to come out. The checkered is going to fly. Mark Martin out in front of the field as they come out of turn number 4. And Mark Martin will win at Talladega.
Mike Wallace and Derek Cope were turned at the exact same time by different drivers headed into turn 3 on the final lap of the 2006 John Deere 250. Wallace was fortunate to stay on all fours, however Cope nearly went over. Only one other car collected damage in the wreck. Mark Martin would win, and amazingly 25 drivers finished the race on the lead lap.
He has the lead, here comes Bickle. And meanwhile, here comes the wreck. Right into turn 1, and the truck is that on the side?
Now swipe down, and I can't get a number on it yet.
It stopped that way. It's Mike Bliss. Now that is the weirdest on-truck camera shot of the series thus far.
Amazingly, Mike Bliss did not flip over in this wreck, considering the high banking of Bristol. Even more impressive is that Mike Bliss came that close to flipping at Bristol. The catch fence was completely destroyed on the front stretch. Bobby Gill squeezed Bliss into the wall and his truck just turned on its side. Luckily for Gill, he'd go on to finish inside the top 10.
Again as they go down the backstretch.
Ed gets off the corner pretty well. Look at David Starr.
Whoa!
Oh, got another crash.
Here we go again.
Up on the side. That's the 14 of Rick Crawford sliding sideways down the backstretch.
Oh, Lord.
Unbelievable.
Andy Houston and Rick Crawford getting into it coming out of turn number 2, and now the safety crews will immediately get out and try to take care of the 14 of Rick Crawford.
Now what we're facing here is a decision. I mean, this is incredible. We cannot get the race finished.
What's nice about that truck right there is Rick Crawford is a very big guy, but
just like Mike Bliss, Rick Crawford was squeezed into the outside wall at Gateway in 2004. If you haven't seen it already, I've done a video on this race and it was pretty wild.
They're both getting into the gas.
Loose again.
No room.
yep, saw him wiggle a little bit. He had to drive up the hill to chase it. When he did, Rick Crawford was there. They ran out of room, and this is the result.
Just told him it's time to be greedy.
There he goes. There we go. There we go.
Oh, upside.
Side
on
down.
the side.
Well, AJ, that was a humdinger.
Yes, it was, and that's, there he is.
This is the most recent wreck on the list. Chase Elliott has never flipped in his career, and this is the closest he's come to it. With a combination of the air, the pack pushing him, and landing on cars, it is a wonder he never flipped over like fellow driver AJ Allmendinger. Could you imagine if he went over? It is so crazy to think that we came this close to seeing 2 cars flip in the same wreck.
Outside here, man. He is making a move towards the front.
Oh, Marcus!
Oh, easy.
No!
No.
On his roof, Chuck Bound,
Bound was up on his roof there for a second.
and comes sliding down the speedway. There are Michael Waltrip up in the wall on the outside. John Andretti is in it. That is the Melling car, number 9.
As we have seen in years before, the open races to get in the All-Star race are typically more exciting than the actual event. You could even say the same about the LA Clash just a few weeks ago. Chuck Bound was attempting to make the Winston before his plans were halted. As with many of these wrecks, he was pinched into the air and was nearly upside down and parallel to the ground above the track at one point. Bound would race for 17 years in the Winston Cup, but started only 73 races.
Oh no, Sprague's loose. Hang on, Jack, you can't save it. Not this time.
lights up the tires and keeps it off of the wall. Oh, until that truck comes by. That is Derek Cope. And what happened to Derek Cope on the, look at the right side of that truck? Well, he torn off there as he was the one who made contact with Jack.
How bad is it?
So we have another caution. It'll be our fifth of the evening.
Well into the 2000 O'Reilly 400K, Derek Cope had another near flip. Jack Sprague made a good save until Cope came along.
And look at that. Whew. Wow. We never saw that before. Derek gets all the way up on the side.
It was nearly 3 minutes after the wreck before the broadcast showed Cope's truck getting onto its side. This is one of the more unconventional wrecks on the list.
Harvick behind him. Oh, there's contact.
Get out of you now.
Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
Fortune's out.
And a huge wreck to end this race. Matt Kenseth is going to get to the finish line first.
Now, this wreck needs no introduction. It has been a debate whether Stewart actually flipped in this race, but he never went completely over, so he did not. The pack of cars he landed on played a huge part in him not flipping entirely.
The two. The championship leader somehow avoided getting really torn up in that.
See, it looked like Martin Truex was going to get through there. Bobby Labonte caught him right at the end.
Find the problem on pit road. That 81 car is still running well. He is. Oh, and Earnhardt gets hurt. Elliott hard in the wall. Major crash here on the front stretch. A car upside down. That's Bill Elliott. And Dale Earnhardt was on his side as he came down through the tri-oval. A major crash here at the tri-ovals. Car still.
We see a wheel rolling across the racetrack. Knocked the wheel off somebody's car.
Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt both made hard contact to the outside wall in the 1998 Die Hard 500. Earnhardt really came close to flipping over. However, for this video we're going to focus on Bill Elliott. He slid on the driver's side window for around 7 seconds. This is closer to flipping over than on your side because the car is past a 90-degree angle where the car just sits right on the angle of the window. I always assumed that he went all the way over in this wreck, but never paid a lot of attention.
The reason these cars are riding so much rougher than what they used to is...
Oh, big crash!
One car gets turned sideways in tri-oval. Hermie Sadler is involved in 93 and Dave Blaney is involved.
Go high, go high, go high, go high. There's no one spinning down the bottom.
One car airborne against the catch fence.
And they're still wrecking down in the corner.
Keep in line, Justin.
77 cars involved in 96.
This wreck is very similar to Bill Elliott's. It also happened the day before Elliott's crash, this one during the Busch Series race. Dave Blaney, however, hit the roof of his car on the outside wall, creating a very scary hit.
And there we see Dave Blaney gets hit and flam, he turns over and hits the wall with the roof of the car, it looked like.
I think what they did, they ran up on Blaney. It looked like they ran up on Blaney and somebody checked up. And Earnhardt Jr. got in the back of... You got to stay.
Today, this is Ryan Newman exiting the bus stop chicane. Hard on the throttle into turn 9 and up on his side after hitting the foam blocks and the tire wall.
It's rare that you see flips in practice like this. It really wasn't too big of a hit, which resulted in less momentum, which ultimately led to Ryan Newman not going over. Newman would bounce back to finish in the top 10 during the race, and would accumulate 8 wins over the course of the 2003 season. Anyways guys, that is it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.